So as a tier 5 user of OpenAI, I just got this super cool email announcing that OpenAI is now putting the O1 model out in the API. So here are 3 things that you need to know about that. So the first thing you need to know is what this generally means, which is previously they had the O1 preview model available via the API so you could integrate it into your software applications. Now the O1 preview, as the name suggests, is a preview of their reasoning model, the one that takes longer, does more thought, has these sort of intermediate steps in its reasoning process, and yields better output. And in my experience in testing, it actually genuinely does yield much, much better output in the API. I think even better than what you get in the ChatGPT interface, because you can really prompt it and give it example data and that kind of thing. So this is the move now from the O1 preview to the O1. It's out of preview, it's ready to go, and that means a couple of things. And that's the second thing that we need to know is what is the biggest change here? And really interestingly, the biggest change seems to be that they've added this reasoning effort parameter. And the concept with the reasoning effort parameter is that you can actually basically dial in how intelligent you want this model to be. And the higher you set that reasoning effort, the more intermediate tokens it's going to use. So the longer it's going to think, the more you're going to pay, and the better response you're going to get. Or you can dial that down and kind of be granular about it and say, okay, for this task, I don't need as much thought. I don't need as much intermediate stuff. I just want a quick response and a cheaper response. So you can basically dynamically dial up and down the number of intermediate tokens and thus the intelligence of the model. So I can see that being super useful for applications where you might get a decent response, but you want a better one, you dial it up. If you got a bad response and you just want to fix it, you can do that. Or it seems like overkill, you're getting something that's too good, you can dial it back down for simpler tasks. So I like that ability to have more control there. A little bit of other useful information there. It's now got a higher context window, 200,000 tokens, so slightly larger than before, and they say that it's lower latency, so it's going to use 60% fewer reasoning tokens on average, which is a big saving. So that means more thought for less money, and overall probably lower costs in using this. Now the third thing to know is that this is only available to tier 5 users, so pretty heavy users of the API. So you probably can't get this right away unless you do a lot with the API, which is obviously what I do, because you can see I was one of the first people to get access to it. And you can see also that they said, the kind of stuff people are using it for: refactoring code, streamlining customer support, optimizing supply chain decisions, financial analysis and prediction. So this is definitely not a hobbyist model at this level. When you're using something this powerful through the API, you're probably using it for something important, something that's pretty impactful to your business. And so if you've got access and you're tier 5, there you go. You've got an even better, more powerful model that you can use. So I'm going to start to use this in my own applications. It's probably pretty easy to swap it in. And it's $15 per million tokens was what I was saying. It's not actually cheaper than the O1 preview per token. But again, they say it's using about 60% fewer tokens on average. So in theory, the same task should cost a lot less, 60% less. We'll see. I'm not sure exactly how it'll go, but that's the information. So if you found this useful, please do subscribe to my channel. I really do appreciate it. Let me know in the comments what you think of the new release.